If you're serious about being successful, one of the things we've got to jump into is mindset. Honestly, this is 99% of what's going to allow you to be successful or not. Welcome to the Brady Events and Marketing Podcast, where we give you tips on planning great events for corporations, nonprofits, and also a really unique insight on marketing to help your organization or yourself shine on like a crazy diamond. So let's just jump right into it. Hey everyone, it's Elizabeth Marasco. It's time to beam and bring your business to new levels and create all kinds of success for you in your business and in your personal life. And today I want to talk to you guys about mindset. I was on social media earlier this evening, and in one of these groups for entrepreneurs, this specific one is for female entrepreneurs, and it's pretty inspiring. There's a pretty broad range of different people that are in the group, and it lends to a lot of different wisdom and different perspectives, and it's a really great group. I enjoy it. But this evening I was on there and somebody had posted, it's hard to believe that women can make 5 to 6 figures. Is that stressful? ? So just in those two separate sentences, there's just so much to be said. Number one, I think not being able to have the concept that a female could make that much money, and this was coming from a post from somebody that was female, but that she couldn't visualize that she couldn't come up with that concept of it is one of the first stumbling blocks that she would have to address just to be able to really get to the point of being successful. You know, when we doubt things from afar, it's one thing, but when you boldly just, can't even imagine it, that's where there becomes a whole nother level of things that are, telltale flags of you gotta make some changes. And here's a couple of things. Number one, checking out your inner circle of who you're hanging around. Are you associating with people that have goals and are working towards them? Or are you in a situation of complacency, whether through your own choices or even the people that you choose to hang out with? And there's so many things, we can go into on time management, all that. But honestly, I'm going to tell you, none of that matters. Absolutely none of it. If you can't get your mindset in a different place to be able to visualize some of these things, you're always going to be sabotaging your own success. That's just the truth. And unfortunately, there are some of us that have environments that we work in or even in our personal lives where maybe we don't get that support or we're not seeing other people that are inspiring. And that's where you're going to have to dig down deep and take personal responsibility by finding other sources to provide that kind of motivation or even insight on steps that other people took to be successful. And that can include podcasts like this or some really heavy hitter names like Tony Robbins or Gary Vaynerchuk, or there's so many different personalities that you can find that correlate with who you are and how you feel inspired and who you like, who you get a sense of. But it's super important, just absolutely important. And it's something that can be easily overlooked, that we don't even have these prejudices about even ourselves as a gender. And it could be in part because if you've never seen someone else do it, you can't fathom that it's possible. And there's several stories of different people that have created or broke records that had things that were never possible. And then after they did it, it became easier for other people to do it. There's a famous story about during the Olympics, somebody that broke the world record in speed, and it seemed impossible because it was always there. And then it was like after that, one after the other, these runners started breaking that record more and more. But that time was, it was almost like a mental block that everybody thought, I can't do it. And until they made up their mind after seeing somebody else do it, it's where they can get the inspiration that they need to maybe fathom it. So, it's some food for thought. And then the other thing is the second part to that post, it said, is it stressful? And I paused to think about it. And there's a lot of different ways all of us could answer that question on, is it stressful for a female to make 5 or 6 figures? And I know between the different ways that we work and the different lifestyles that we have, it can lead us to answer that differently. And I personally went through a change in my company so that I could create a work scenario that was conducive to the lifestyle that I wanted, instead of just living on the terms of what the job demanded. And don't get me wrong, there's definitely a workload and different things that come with it. But for me, I was able to revamp my agency in a way that became more profitable and correlated more with the direction of how I wanted to live my life. And I'm incredibly grateful that I took those steps several years ago. But going back to that statement, is it stressful? After I pondered on that for quite a while, thinking about how do you answer, my answer was simple. It was no, it's not stressful. To me, it provides a sense of peace of mind, because with that comes sustainability, being able to be stress-free, knowing that I can provide, knowing that I'm able to sustain and take care and have a roof over my head and provide for my children. And I'm incredibly grateful that we live in a country that allows these rights for me as a female entrepreneur. I'm also a widow, and I'm raising 2 kids on my own, which was, something I wasn't expecting to do, but it happened. That's how life happened. And by us living in this country and having the rights and the resources that we have, it created an opportunity where I was allowed to create a career that allowed me to provide for my family. And, I'm grateful for that. And it has taken a lot of personal time, but that would have been spent also exchanging my time for money when I was working in, Fortune 500 companies. I would have been away even more. I would have been gone. And I knew at that point my boys needed me. So that reduced so much stress of being able to be in my natural neighborhood and community without having to jet set all over the world to provide for my kids. And I'm baffled to think what could have been if we were in another country where, rights could have been taken or whatever. So I am so grateful to have a chance to be able to be an entrepreneur in the United States of Michigan in 2019. Between the technology and all the different things that are going on, it's an amazing blessing for people. But I think as all of us cross these different paths to find, our new career or our new path, as we learn, share it with other people. And that's one of the reasons why I started doing this podcast, is to be able to get up close and share insights of truth from a female entrepreneur that's doing it. And there's no razzmatazz of, a secret agenda of me telling you this, except for me to say this to you. This is my big message I want you to take away. 99% of your business's success or failure is going to start with your mind. So you've got to do things to change it. Adjust your circle, start looking at things in a new perspective, and realize there's no excuses to not jump in full force and dive in and say, I'm doing this. Between all of the resources that we have, it just comes down to your mindset. Are you going to lean in faith, or are you going to lean in fear? What's it going to be? It takes the same amount of effort. You can't have both emotions going at the same exact moment. Lean into your faith and then take action. Do it. Make this an incredible year. You are so blessed. You're better than blessed. So linger in that motion. Go get it. Go get it. And I hope that together we can get more people to the point that they don't even have to put a post on, is it stressful to make that kind of money? Heck no. Stressful not to. How would I provide for my kids? They're relying on me. I don't have a backup plan. I'm the backup plan. It's me. On my own. I'm trying to figure this out every single day, and I'm doing everything that I can. But the one thing I'm not going to do is lean into fear. That, my dear, that's stress. That's debilitating. So I hope that this message resonated with somebody. And if it did, share the message with some other people or leave a comment for us. We've been taking some of our podcasts and putting it over to YouTube, and then it automatically uploads to some other really cool places like iTunes and SoundCloud. So we just want to make sure that we're able to share these messages with you in whatever format's easiest for you. So check it out. You can always look for #Beam30. All right. In the meantime, make it an absolutely successful year by committing with what? Mindset. You got it. All right, you guys. In the meantime, take care. See ya. Bye-bye.